Hey, it's me, Gladys, again. Oh, I remembered another little story that I think might amuse you. And it's this. You know, I'm a teacher, and we try to teach our kids good things, and we don't put your students through anything that we don't put our own kids through. Sometimes I guess it's kind of torturous, but, it builds character. So, our oldest son got his driver's license, and he needed a vehicle to run around and go to ball practice, and I had him enrolled in classes at our community college at the same time, and I expected a lot out of it. And idle time is a devil's playground, so we try to occupy their time and with good things. So we bought him a car, but we didn't want him to think he was like all of that in a bag of chips. So it was a 1986 Chevy Sprint, 3-cylinder, got wonderful gas mileage. It was like a Fred Flintstone car. You had to put your foot out and push it and make it go. And we figured that maybe that would keep him from wrecking or something like that if he couldn't go too fast, but he could get where he wanted to go. So anyway, I bought this car from my sister. She was just trying to get rid of it, and for the paperwork, she sold it to me for $1. So I got this car, and I put my teenage cool son in this car, and he wasn't happy, but he was glad to have wheels. You know how teenagers are. So anyway, he drove this car around for a long time, and he said it was smoking a little bit. He said, Mom, it embarrasses me to drive this car because it smokes. It just makes me feel bad, makes me feel all weird and stuff. I mean, it's not cool to drive a car like this anyway, but if it's smoking, it's even worse. So, it's like, okay, I really don't think it smokes that bad, son. So one day, I thought, I'm going to drive that little car. I was driving my Suburban and stuff like that. I had lots to haul. So anyway, I got in this little car. I was going to drive it out and go see my mother. So I did notice that it smoked a little bit. So I drove it out to see my mother and all that. So after the visit, I left. Well, there was an intersection, a very busy road that I had to, come out on the road. So I stopped, and while I waited, I noticed it smoked a lot more when you waited. So I was waiting for the traffic to pass so I could pull out. Well, the smoke got so bad, I couldn't see either direction. So I couldn't pull out. Well, finally the wind changed and I could see it. I pulled out. So I pulled out and I drove down the straight and I looked in my rearview mirror and I left a trail of smoke all the way down this straight. It was like 2 miles long till the next red light, and it was another very busy intersection. So I stopped at the intersection. Bless his heart. I knew how he felt. Oh, I was so empathetic when I drove that car. Well, while I waited for the light to change colors, it changed, except I couldn't see it change. I was surrounded in a smoke cloud. I couldn't even see to pull out. So I sat there through a whole red light because I couldn't see the green light that said go. And so when I could finally see to proceed, I went on home and I knew exactly where my son was coming from. And yes, we bought him a new pickup.